Saturday night, July the 19th, All-Star Wrestling once again returns to Baltimore at the Baltimore Civic Center. On Saturday, July 19, everyone waiting for the six-man tag team match. Captain Louis Albano dons the tights, joining Mr. Albano. No doubt, surrounding Mr. Albano, as a matter of fact, will be the tag team champions, Apa Sika, the Samoans. However, there is no doubt that it's going to be an uphill battle for Lou Albano and the Samoans as they meet the Polish power Ivan Putski, Pat Patterson as well, along with the one and the only Andre the Giant. In addition to that match and many others, Bob Backlund hoping to successfully defend the World Wrestling Federation title in the main event at the expense of the #1 contender now, the most determined Larry Zbyszko. Our guest once again, Lou Albano.
Well, I'm not going to be fool enough, McMahon, to stand here and tell you we're going to have an easy time, because anytime you're in the Worldwide Wrestling Federation, where we have the finest talent in the world today, and especially up against the likes of Patterson, Putski, and Andre, you've got to contemplate trouble and realize that, let's face it, these are top men. These are perhaps well, I shouldn't say perhaps, these are the greatest wrestlers in the world today. So it's got to be a combined team effort and a little bit of ingenuity and cunningness and scheming and looking for weaknesses.
Let me interrupt you and give you a hypothetical situation.
Yes, go right ahead.
If, and it's likely to happen,
right,
if we see in Baltimore, in the squared circle, somehow, and I'm sure this will happen at one point in the match, Lou Albano one-on-one with Andre the Giant.
Well, you know, it's you've watched Lou Albano in the ring, and Lou Albano doesn't take chances. I merely come in that ring when my opponent is rendered helpless, merely to put the the finishing touches on, and there'll be no way that Andre can corner the captain, baby.
Captain Louis Albano, along with the Samoans in the six-man tag team effort. Our guest now, Bob Backlund, the World Wrestling Federation champion. Mr. Backlund, preparing, you have about a month, I guess now, Bob, to get ready for Larry Zbyszko.
Yes, and I got a lot to prepare for, Vince. You know, a man like Larry Zbyszko, like, say you got a man like the Samoans, you know they're wild, you know they're rough, you know what they're going to do. And you know they can't wrestle very well. And you know what's in their mind. But Larry Zbyszko, I don't know how long he plans things. I don't know how long that he planned to do what he did to Bruno Sammartino, his best friend. He's got an evil mind. He's worse than a Samoan. He's worse than any person that I know of right now in professional wrestling. He's a great, great wrestler, but you can't trust the man for 1 second. If you let him have an inch, he's going to take a mile, and that's what he did to his best friend. He took more than a mile. And that's what he's going to try to do to me. He's going to try to take the World Wrestling Federation title away from me. And I heard last week that he said he was going to do anything. And anything is a lot, Vince. There's a lot of territory to cover when you say anything. But I'm going to be ready like I've never been ready before. Larry, I'm going to be ready for you 100%.
All righty. Bob Backlund, ladies and gentlemen, with his views of the upcoming main event take place in Baltimore. So with that in mind, now let's bring on the challenger, Larry Zbyszko, who, as we said last week, has a shining moment of glory right here in Baltimore.
You know what, Vince? I got a new strategy for Bob. I've been thinking about it now for a long time. And what I'm going to do, Bob, is every time I come out here and have an interview, I'm going to give you a lesson. Okay? Now, this week, we're going to start off with lesson number 1. Lesson number 1 for you, Bob, is forget all about Bruno. Repeat to yourself, I shall always forget about Bruno. Because Bruno has nothing to do with you, Bob. What happened between me and Bruno is our business and none of yours. What concerns you, Bob, is that you have got what I want. You have got what made Bruno the living legend for 20 years, and now you have got what's going to prove to everybody that what I claim to be as the new living legend is the truth. So don't come out here to all these people and hand out your goody-goody speeches and tell them about, what am I going to do to you? I don't know what I'm going to do to him. It's none of your business, because you're the one that's going to find out. But that's lesson number 1. Don't worry about Bruno, Bob. Start worrying about you, because I'm coming after you with everything I got. And I'm telling you right now, I said it last week, I'm going to do anything. And that anything, Bob, includes everything. Next week, I'm going to give you lesson number 2. This week, just think about yourself.
Larry Zbyszko versus Bob Backlund in the main event as wrestling returns to Baltimore on the 19th of July.